I want to thank you for the prayers, words of encouragement, personal support, and even material assistance that I received from some of you to be able to achieve the feat that we achieved. And so I thank you very much, and may God richly replenish you materially and spiritually for what you did, not only for me, but for our country. I mean, it was obvious that Ghana was crying for a reset. I mean, something needed to give, because clearly we were on the wrong track, and even scientifically in all the surveys, it showed that more than 80% of our people believed that our country was going in the wrong direction. And so there was a need to change course, rebuild the morale of the country, raise our motivation in order that we can chart a new course. The responsibility has fallen on me to lead that new course, and like I said, I pray for the neck to be able to carry the burden that God has put on my head. But that burden becomes lighter if everybody comes together and shoulders their a part of the burden. And so I believe that God will grant us that spirit of unity and that spirit of national cohesion, so that all of us can work together to make Ghana what it should be. It's not possible for one man to turn around the fortunes of the country. We all have to come together to be able to do that. I know that this victory is divine. I had a feeling in my heart that we were going to win, but the scope and drama, of the victory is not one that anybody could have anticipated. And so I continue giving thanks to the Almighty for what He has done, not only for me, but for our country. And it is my hope that we'll be able to justify the confidence that the people of Ghana have reposed in us. And since independence, all of Africa has looked up to Ghana to set the pace in terms of democracy, governance, and economic management. Unfortunately, over the years, we have continued to decline. And as I said during the campaign, as a former president, I attend a lot of conferences and events outside, and people keep asking me, Ghana, what happened? What happened to Ghana? And it makes it very difficult to explain how we could have so self-inflicted ourselves with such crisis and harm. But everything God does is necessary. And I think that even in the adversity that our country has been plunged, God has done it deliberately in order that we learn some lessons from it, and that when we are able to bring our country back, we'll appreciate it more than we have done in the past. I want to thank you for the guidance you have given me in my earlier position as president, and then again when I was in opposition. I mean, many of you didn't abandon me. Like I said in church the last Sunday, when I met President Kufuor, and his house was empty, and he told me that, just watch out, the same thing is going to happen when you leave office. And it did happen after 2016, not even a fly came passing by my house. But there are many of you who are personal, have a personal relationship with, and you didn't abandon me. I thank you for that. And to say that the crisis we face goes beyond the tangible. What we see is the easier part. What we don't see is the more difficult part. We have a crisis in governance. The governors of our state institutions have all been bastardized. People don't follow procedures. People consider state enterprises to be their kingdoms and do whatever they want. How we bring all those ethics and standards back is not going to be easy. How we reform our state institutions, confidence and belief in our institutions is at the lowest. The judiciary, parliament, the executive. How to bring the faith of Ghanaians back is not going to be an easy task. Faith in our democracy is down because our young people believe that our democracy doesn't work for them. It's not creating opportunities for them. Business people are all frustrated and exasperated because their businesses are collapsing, and things are not going very well. So it's not going to be an easy task. It's going to be one that would require all the discernment and wisdom that God can bestow to be able to turn things around and make sure that Ghana goes back on the pedestal that it was held, for a very long time. Even on the security front, we do have major issues. I got the first national security briefing yesterday, and we have both internal and external issues that we need to pay careful attention to. And so those are all issues that we pray that God continues to have his hand of favor on Ghana, and I believe that he's not finished with Ghana yet, and that he will help us to continue to chart the path that he has destined Ghana to play since we became independent. On the various issues that you have raised, there are issues that we would want to work with the church with. The church is known for its role in education and healthcare for a very long time. And indeed, in our previous time in office, we had come to the stage where we wanted to see an expanded role of the church, both in education and healthcare. And so one of the things I had indicated was that we needed to have a change of policy in terms of building public hospitals, and that in communities where you had a good operating mission hospital, rather than go and build another hospital to compete with it, we should spend the resources expanding the mission hospital so that it can provide the same quality health care that we expect. Unfortunately, in rolling out this Agenda 111, many places where there are mission hospitals, government has gone to plant a new hospital. And already the Ghana Health Service is overburdened. They are not able to manage the hospitals well because we don't have professional health administrators managing those hospitals. You have clinical services, clinicians, and you have hospital administration and management. These are two completely separate fields. The fact that the person is a good surgeon doesn't mean he'll be a good manager of a hospital. So if we look at the two hospitals, the Christian Health Association of Ghana Hospitals and the Mission Hospitals, they are better run than the Ghana Health Service hospitals. But all of a sudden, we have another 80-something hospitals for Ghana Health Service to manage. I mean, what do you expect is going to happen? Government will put all the equipment, then gradually the equipment run down, X-ray is broken, MRI is broken down, this is broken down, and then people still have to go to the private sector to go and get these same services. So we need a change of mindsets completely. It's the same with schools. I mean, everybody is clamoring to go to the mission schools now because they are better monies. Everybody wants to go to Holy Child, Wesley Girls, and all those other schools. And so how we expand our partnership with the missions in terms of management of some of these facilities, instead of being in competition with the church and missions, we should rather be partnering with them, sometimes even handing over public schools to them to manage, so that they'll be managed better, handing over public hospitals to them to manage so that they'll be managed better and reduce the burden that we have on their health services. We have the one-day compact, and we carefully selected the things that we thought were achievable in 120 days. And so we're going to work diligently to make sure that at the end of 120 days, we're able to put a check on each of them. And so I'll soon inaugurate a committee that is focused on achieving the 120-day plan. And under it, we have Operation Recover All the Loot. I'm happy you have expressed your support for it, because I do think that people must be held accountable. If you agree to accept the public trust, then you must account to the people who gave you that public trust. And so if we do this, it will make people think twice before they accept public office. I mean, if you live in your own private business, you can run it anyhow you want. That's your business. But if you come and the taxpayer you're put in an office which is paid with taxpayers' money, you must be prepared to account to the people for the trust that they have put in you. And so we want to raise accountability to another level. It's in our constitution that we shall uphold the principles of probity and accountability. And so it's a constitutional obligation for us to do that. As I said yesterday, this probably is our last chance to get things right, because if this administration does not lift the level, then, I mean, people really would look at other means of, being able to achieve what they think would make life better for them. And as I said, we're not immune to what is happening in other countries in our sub-region. And so we need to work as quickly as possible to bring back trust in our democracy. We know that democracy is the best system because it affords you the opportunity to do some of the things that have happened, hold elections, change governments. In our constitutional governments, whether you like it or not, you live in it, and you cannot make a change if even things are not going very well. So there's a lot of work to do, and I think that in the space of agriculture and agribusiness, agro-processing, that's a new area the churches must begin to look at, because it can help to improve the incomes of their congregations. Nothing stops churches from going into agriculture and agribusiness, setting up factories to buy products off our farmers and process them for the market. Those are areas that we can look at. Churches can have, livestock projects where we produce meat for the market, can have poultry farms. The last time I went to Ahmadiyya, they had bought the Pomadzi poultry farm, and they developed part of it into their mission house and others. And so I asked, I said, what of the poultry farm? Is it silver? And he says, we're doing it, but we don't have the capital. And so government can partner. We have the Ghana Exim, give this mission, facilities to be able to expand that poultry farm and produce chicken. There's nothing. I'm just giving that as an example. There might be other examples that exist. But like I said, I mean, you've always been there to guide me, and you've always been there to pray for me. And so I expect that that's, collaboration will continue. And my doors are open. They say the one who cuts the path doesn't know when it's bending. And so you're going to be the guy standing behind and watching that path. And when you see that it's curving, just knock on the door and open and say, hey, that path is going to the right, you better straighten it. And my door will always be open to all of you. And so I thank you very much again for this visit.